It feels good being right. I don't care if the Niners win or lose. All I care about is getting it right. I care about myself. And this was a big victory for the 49ers, but it was a much bigger victory for me. And the whole world revolves around me. So I want to talk about me for a while. No, I'm just kidding. I want to talk about why I knew the Niners would win this game. And just to be completely transparent, I picked the Eagles until this morning because it's not a final answer until the opening kickoff. And I did a stream last night and I was talking all kind of crap and I didn't take the Niners seriously, but I woke up and I had a feeling. And I feel like you get credit for having a feeling. Like last week, I picked the Niners to beat the Seahawks, but as the week went on, I had a feeling that they would lose. So I ultimately picked both teams. And I think that's the mark of a seasoned NFL analyst, is to pick both teams to win at some point throughout the week and then just take credit when you're right, even though you were wrong. So I was right. And I had a feeling this morning. Why? Because the Eagles are dysfunctional. And I think the main thing the Niners have going for them this year, they're not the most talented team, but they are extremely tight-knit. I mean, they lose George Kittle in a playoff game and win without him. Probably because they've already experienced trauma like that earlier this year when Fred Warner went down. They know what it feels like to lose a captain and a leader mid-game, and they didn't overcome it when Fred Warner went down. So this is the most tight-knit team I've covered with the Niners since Kyle's been here. It's not the most talented team. Last year's team was more talented. 2023 was the most talented team to not win a Super Bowl, maybe in NFL history. This team is not the most talented team. They were the second most talented team on the field today. But the Eagles, we don't watch the Eagles that closely, but we saw it today. Like, this is what they've been doing all year. They get a 3-point lead, and they act like the game's over. They act like they're up by 25. They were up 3 in this game, and they were running, punting. Look, not our problem, but they got what they deserved. You're a dysfunctional team. You should have fired your offensive coordinator. You should have replaced the play caller. You didn't. You wanted the Niners. You could have faced someone else. You could have faced the Bears. But you know what the thing is about the Eagles? They lost to the Bears too. They lost to the Bears. They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Cowboys. They lost to the Niners without Kittle and Pearsall. Not that good of a team. And if they hadn't won the Super Bowl last year, I wonder if they would fire Nick Sirianni. And I bet if they have another season like this next year, they're going to fire Nick Sirianni. They're definitely going to fire the offensive coordinator, but he's just a symptom of Sirianni. They lost Kellen Moore. They freaking suck. Fangio's good, but it's interesting. Like, the Eagles are one of these teams that should have fired Sirianni off the Super Bowl victory and promoted Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was the best coach on that offensive staff, not Sirianni. Sirianni does nothing, as we've seen. But they didn't. I mean, how many teams are like that, right? The Bucs should have fired Todd Bowles and kept Liam Cohn. The Ravens should have fired John Harbaugh and kept Mike McDonald. And the Eagles should have fired Sirianni coming off a Super Bowl victory and promoted Kellen Moore. They didn't, and the Niners benefit. So the reason I ultimately picked the Niners to win this game is because I saw the Eagles for the frauds that they are. And the Niners are a lot of things. They're injured. They're undermanned. They are not frauds. This team, even with them committing 2 turnovers and the Eagles committing none, it came down to the final couple possessions. And you think the Super Bowl champions are going to be more proficient in that scenario, right? No, absolutely not. Because there's something broken about that team, and there is something not broken about this team. I don't know what they're going to be next year without George Kittle, but this team absolutely can win the Super Bowl. And I feel like I'm super bipolar about this team. They win a game, I'm back on the bandwagon. They lose, I'm off. Now they got to go back up and face Seattle and Sam Darnold. Is Sam Darnold going to beat them twice in a row? It's still Darnold. And this time I feel like Robert Saleh is going to have a much better defensive game plan than he had. So will Kyle Shanahan. The Niners couldn't have played any worse than they played against Seattle last time. So I don't know yet. I have to think on it. I have to see how I feel, because as I've realized, I'm prescient and I can predict the future. I just have to be honest with how I feel in my gut. Sometimes my brain just blurts things out before I feel it. And that's been what I do my whole career. But I'm trying to be the shepherd. Okay. I'm trying real hard, Ringo. I'm trying to be the shepherd. And the shepherd in me told me that the Niners were going to win this game. So that's another victory for quality control. But I didn't save the season. I merely recognized that the season wasn't going to end today.